This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you once again for attending my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. On this report, which will run through the weekend, I'm going to talk about the NFL preseason and hopefully give you a little insight into betting on a winner. Before we get into the business aspect of this particular video, there are two big steam plays tonight in the NFL preseason. The money has come in on the Indianapolis Colts. The money has come in on the Arizona Cardinals. Quite interesting that the money is shown on Indianapolis. It's kind of a contradictory situation. You know, the Washington Redskins are at Indianapolis, and Washington coach Mike Shanahan loves to win in the preseason. Indianapolis doesn't give a care what happens, and usually just uses these games for learning experiences. So we have a contradiction here, but the money came in on the Indianapolis Colts plus the 6. It also came in on the Arizona Cardinals at Green Bay plus the 6. Now I lost my 10-unit play last night, coming right back tonight with the 25-unit two-team parlay. I think I'll march right to the winner's circle. Get on board and get it. Let's discuss just the schedule for the weekend here, beginning tonight. The 25-unit two-team parlay tonight. On Saturday, another 10-unit play. I'm 3-1 in 10-unit plays in the preseason thus far. On Sunday, my 25-unit preseason game of the week, and then closing it out with a 10-unit play Monday night on the Bears at the New York Giants. A fascinating weekend. I intend to get the money. I had a winning week the first week of the season. I intend to have a winning week the second week of the season. Get on board. Now, your best bet, as I say each day, is to get on board with my early bird football package. It's the bargain of the year. I would recommend this to anybody. You cannot get more for your money than with my early bird package, and I'll win. I'll win for you. You can take that to the bank. Here's what's in the early bird package. You get the entire college season, which begins in precisely 12 days, and on the first day, Thursday, September the 1st, I'm releasing my 100-unit kickoff game of the year, won it 5 out of 6 years, intend to get the cash again. And the college season also includes my 200-unit college football game of the year. You get the entire NFL season, including my 200-unit NFL game of the year. You get the entire preseason free, including tonight's parlay, and also including 3 50-unit games of the year plays, which will take place over the next 2.5 weeks. And you get the entire baseball season free right through the World Series. Think about it. The entire college season, the entire NFL season, the entire NFL preseason, all of baseball through the World Series for just $199 charged to your major credit card. You can sign up on this site or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. And once again, I will win for you. You can take it to the bank. Sign up on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. Now let's get into tonight's games, and then we'll touch a little bit on the rest of the weekend. You know, once again, as I pointed out, there's two big steam plays tonight. The money's on the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. Just make a note. Do with it what you want. Money sometimes, money is far more accurate, by the way, in the NFL preseason than it is in the regular season. During the regular season, believe it or not, smart money is right 50% of the time. I don't know what the edge is there. Well, let's run these games down. You know, tonight, Washington at the Indianapolis Colts. Once again, the one thing you need to know is there will be no Peyton Manning tonight for the Colts, and that Washington will play its starters most of the first half, and we have here a situation where Coach Mike Shanahan loves to win in the preseason. Now we have the Detroit Lions at the Cleveland Browns, and you know, Detroit played very well last week. Cleveland played very well last week. The Cleveland starters will play the entire first half, as will those of the Cleveland Browns. Once again, it's a tough call as to what follows that, but at least we know we'll have the starters on the field for the first half. And as I've said in a column recently, there's no bigger crapshoot in the world than the final quarter of an NFL preseason game. A lot of things can happen. I have no opinion on that game. Now we have the Carolina Panthers at the Miami Dolphins. You know, I get the feeling that Carolina coach Ron Rivera feels obligated to prove himself in the preseason, and I think he's putting special emphasis on the preseason games. And tonight he's going to play his starters for a half. Cam Newton, the rookie from Auburn, gets to start at quarterback, but he'll be spelled by the guy who's number one on the depth chart, Jimmy Clausen, and Clausen will play most of the second quarter and all of the third quarter before he gives way to the backups. Not a lot of word out of Miami as to what's going to happen tonight, but Miami won rather impressively last week. I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling on what Miami intends to do, or any insight on what they intend to do tonight, but I can tell you Carolina's coming to play. We have Kansas City at Baltimore. This looks like an easy one to get the cover in, but nothing's ever as easy as it looks. And you can count on both starters for these teams to play well into the first half. Kansas City looked so bad last week, they have to do something. Then we have the Jacksonville at Atlanta game. David Gerard returns as the starting quarterback tonight for Jacksonville. Remember, he was injured last week. I think you'll see that the first units for both Jacksonville and Atlanta will play most of the first half. Last but not least, we have Arizona, the steam team, playing at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are the favorite. You know, but the money showed on the other side. I don't know what to tell you. I think that you can look for both these teams to play their starters most of the first half, too. Now, in looking at the weekend, you know, on Saturday, there's a game where the big money showed. And now, last week, I got the money with a 10-unit play on the Tampa Bay Bucks, because the tremendous amount of money showed on them and pushed that game from Kansas City -2 to the Tampa Bay Bucks -2.5. That's a 4.5 point shift. I'm no dope. I jumped on the money. The reason that line moved so much was the simple fact that word leaked out that Kansas City was just going to use the game as a practice game. Tampa Bay came to play. We have another situation this week. The circumstance is a little bit different. You know, Houston opened as a 2-point favorite over New Orleans, a home favorite. New Orleans is now a 1.5 point favorite, 2 in some places. Now this big money shift, which is 3.5 or 4 points from Houston the favorite to New Orleans the favorite, comes because of all the tremendous number of injuries to the Houston Texans. And I think that Coach Gary Kubiak is feeling a little bit of anxiety over all these people getting hurt, and it's just a preseason. So that money showed up because of Houston's injuries and a tremendous amount of apprehension on getting more players hurt. That means to me that the Houston Texans will back up just a little bit in this ball game, because you know that New Orleans is certainly coming to play. Now we'll close out with just a word about the college football season. You know, I have really done my homework on the 123 teams. I've found some teams that you have tremendous tremendous line edges with in the first few weeks of the season. And let me list them, and we'll go into this, you know, a little bit later. You're going to have a tremendous line edge with Northern Illinois. I don't know why. This is a big time program that never gets any recognition. You're going to get it at Kansas State. Kansas State, the most underrated team in the Big 12. I'm not going to tell you they can win it, but they're going to make life miserable for a lot of people. We have Wake Forest. I don't quite understand it. Wake Forest has all the ingredients to have a very good football team this season. Maybe they're underrated just because they're Wake Forest. Northwestern I had to toy where to place him on this chart. Northwestern is absolutely loaded with primetime players, including an outstanding quarterback. Definitely the most underrated team in the Big Ten. And last but not least, Rice. You know, Rice is one of these up and down schools, a very small place. You got to be able to read and write to go there, which is usually not the case, and that restricts their recruiting. But these 5 teams, mark them down right now. in the college ranks, Northern Illinois, Kansas State, Wake Forest, Northwestern, and Rice, definitely underrated as the season begins. And in a game where half points and single points rule, that little edge in the lines on these games just might produce winners. I want to thank you very much for watching today. I'm looking forward to a great weekend. Thanks again, and have a good one.